What is up? What is up? What is up? History of Everything. Laundry Room Reviews is back with another review. This time we're going to be reviewing a game that's like, why the fuck would you talk about it? It's like 30 years old. Final Fantasy VIII. The reason we're going to discuss this game is it was the first turn-based Japanese RPG game I ever played. And a lot of people hate on it, and I think it's fucking awesome, alright? So we're going to discuss it. We'll start with the characters. Now, the characters are the low point of this game, and also it's the story. But nobody ever knows what the fuck is going on in a Final Fantasy story. You tell me one person that knows what the hell's going on in one of these games, and I'll give them fucking my life savings. I give them like $10. So, story, characters, they're no good. Squall is a whiny little bitch. But the intro, the starting intro with that music, that shit is one of the most epic intros I ever seen, even to this day. Like, I used to think it was the greatest graphics too, but when you go back and watch it now, it's kind of funny how shitty the graphics are for that intro there. But shit, the cutscenes are great in this in this game. I call it a movie almost, because lots of cutscenes. They're all really good. Coolest character, especially when I was like 10, 13. From 10 to 13, I was playing this game. Look at shit, some nice boobies, dude. It was the witch, and I think she turns out to be a good person at one point. But yeah, it felt like such a huge game when I was playing it when I was a kid. Like, it felt like nothing else like it. And it went from Final Fantasy VII with all this bullshit cartoony ass graphics. They were going for realism in number 8, and it worked out pretty good. Unless you were traversing the world, because you'd be on a tiny little world. In relation to the steps you were taking, it would kind of be like you're walking 100 miles a step. So, I mean, what are you going to do? It's PS1. You could get a spaceship, fly around in that motherfucker. But of course, the best part was the battles. Turn-based battles. You could do anything you want. You could build your guys any way you wanted. But there was sort of limitations because of this draw system. That's what everyone hated. And I'll tell you the truth, when I was a kid, I couldn't even figure it out. So that was definitely a stupid part. It wasn't explained at all. But anyway, basically the story is, you start off as Squall. And you're in this school, kind of like an army school, basically. You're a mercenary, basically. You go around taking care of problems. So you're training. And you go off with your hot-ass teacher. And you gotta go defeat this demon. I forget, what do they call them? GFs. Guardian Forces. You gotta defeat him. And he's like a demon in hell. You venture through the lava and you get him. He's the easiest one to get. Then you pass your test. But then it seems kind of like a World War II type of plot. But I don't really know. But then you go to this village that seems like it's a Normandy beach invasion, because all the ships are pulling up. And you storm the beach and you end up on top of this tower. And there's this spider fucking contraption that you have to fight. You end up breaking him down, but you run through the island. He keeps coming after you. But Squall has this asshole rival. And what is his name? Cypher. I think that's his name. Cypher? Yeah, his name's Cypher. So, he's a dickhead. He's trying to fuck you up at every single turn. He's trying to fuck you up. And at one point, he becomes a bad guy. So he becomes a bad guy. Haven't played this game in like 10 years, so I'm not 100% sure on the details. But by the end of it, you're in some decrepit-ass motel-looking place, like a Resident Evil-looking place, trying to fight monsters that there's no way you could beat unless you start grinding around for fucking hours. And that's the problem with Final Fantasy VIII and almost every Final Fantasy game of old schoolness. The grinding, bro. Unless you want to run in circles and circles and beat the same monster over and over and over and over and waste about, let's say you have a 100-hour playthrough, you're going to be spending 70 fucking hours grinding out the same shit, trying to level your characters up. And then you get hit with some bullshit move by the real powerful guy. I think his name's called Ultima or something. He'll hit you with some shit and you're dead in like 3 turns. So, Final Fantasy VIII, though, it's a great game. It's got a really... I don't understand the story. I always skip through the talking. I don't really give a shit about talking. But it's a really fucking fun game. And there's a lot of cool little twists and shit. And if you can figure out the draw system, you can completely break the whole game. But it's fun to play through. And at the time, it was 4 motherfucking discs. So you were like, holy shit, this game is epic. But once you get up into space, there is a point where you end up in space. And that's where it goes off the rails a little bit. They're trying to be like the movie Alien or something. But, Final Fantasy always goes off the rails. But yeah, let's do a character review. Quistis, the hot teacher. I'll give her a 9 out of 10. She's hot. She's cool the way she talks. Zell, he's the guy who inspired Mike Tyson's face tattoo, I think. That motherfucker gets a 0. He's annoying as shit. Then you got Selfie, I think her name is, or Sophie. I give her a 6 out of 10. She's not that annoying. She's not that great. 6 out of 10. And who else can I remember? Cypher. He's a dick, dude. He's a dick. But eventually he ends up on your side, so he's not too bad. And who's that other guy? He shows up in all the Final Fantasy games. Professor. He's a leader of the school. He's a fucking square. He's not that cool. But yeah, gameplay, 10 out of 10 for the gameplay. Writing, 0 out of 10. Because I think they had to translate from Japanese to English and they didn't do too good. The variety of shit you can fight, that's a 10 out of 10, 100%. Tons of fucking monsters. Tons of different shit to do. But the character building is not as good in this game. Because it's all about the draw system. And I don't understand the draw system. And 10 years later, I still don't understand it. So maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. But overall, the game is a 9 out of 10. That first cutscene alone makes it a 10. A 9 out of 10. The first cutscene makes it a 10 out of 10. And then everything else brings it down a little to a 9 out of 10. But if you haven't played Final Fantasy VIII, everyone's talking to you about Final Fantasy VII. Try 8. Try 8. You know what else you should try? Hitting that like button and then taking your nuts and smashing it on the subscribe button, please. If you're a female, you can take your titty, smash it on that subscribe button, alright? If you're underage, just use your finger to use your mouse and click on the subscribe button, because we ain't about all that sicko shit around here. Fuck sickos. Wild card. History of everything. Laundry room news. Fuck sickos. We're out.